give us real quick, as people prepare, we're going to take a couple questions. How do you, give us some practical ways to increase, maybe a loaded question, income?
Yeah, that can be a loaded question.
Yeah, because I know people, that's, if you can't answer it, we'll wait. Okay, but people always say, I need to make more money. Need to make more money. What are some practical ways we can increase our income?
Let me start by talking about this. I think everything you need to increase your income, you already have it already. There's a verse in Deuteronomy that said it's God that gives you the ability to get wealth. Keyword, get wealth. Not just throw it at you because you spun around 3 times or whatever and he just gives you wealth. The ability to get wealth. So that means inside of you, there's something that you have, an ability, a talent that God has given you. Maybe you know how to sew. Maybe you know how to make the best sweet potato pies. Maybe you know how to work on cars really well. There's something inside of you right now that God has given you, but you're not working that ability. That ability is your side job. I call them side hustles because I'm from
side hustles.
that ability is your side hustle. But if you haven't developed it to make money off of, see, we always run immediately to another job, or we run to something else before we start thinking about hiring ourselves. You need to hire yourselves, and that's your income. We run to some pyramid scheme. We run to something.
Don't even get me started.
Don't get me started on that either. We run to something else because we want it quickly. We want it quickly. But I guarantee you, right now inside of you. Don't get me started on that. We might be here a while.
Okay. We'll wait.
But what you need is already inside of you. So the question is, how do you take out what's already inside of you to start working it? Because there's somebody sitting right here right now saying, I know how to do this, but I don't know how to monetize it, right? So here's what first thing I tell you how to monetize it. It's two principles I want to go into if I have time to do so. One is the concept of seed time and harvest, which I'm sure you spoke on that. And the other one is about time, talent, and treasure. Okay? Now here's the thing. That concept of seed time and harvest, you take the seed, the small thing, you put it in the ground, good ground, because it has to be good ground. You nurture it, you take care of it, you have faith for God for the harvest, then you come and get the harvest, right? You have to do the same thing with your time, your talent, and your treasure. Take your time and plant that little seed. Maybe you only have 30 minutes because the kids are yelling and you get home and you're rushing. Take that 30 minutes and get on there and build that website you've been talking about you need to have for that business. You take that 30 minutes and you give it to God. That's the seed in the good ground. Maybe then you take your money that you have. You say, well, I'm broke all the time. When I started this ministry, one of the things that I did, and this isn't bragging on me, is I took whatever money I had and started putting it in a savings account, and I labeled it free to serve. Didn't have anybody to teach to, didn't have no materials, didn't know what I was talking about. All I know is that God said, I want you to teach finances. I said, okay, Jesus, I'll teach some finances. And I went and bought the domain name, freetoserve.org. And I held on to the domain name for 5 years. There was nothing on that domain or that website for 5 years. I was paying on that website for 5 years. And it wasn't until 2010 that I met another man of God that helped me bring this thing into fruition. Years that sat there, and I kept putting the money away and saving it and plugging away into this thing. That's the time seed. That's the money seed, right? And then you take the talent seed, and then you plant that. My thing is finances. That's what I do.
That's what you do.
You take your thing and you plant it small. I would go out and I would teach people, and I'd teach a room where it'd be 8 people there, sometimes 3 people, and I'd pour my heart out in that 3 people. And we sit for 5 weeks and I'd pour it out into them. Because you know what? I want God to honor that. I don't want to throw that back at God and say, God, you only gave me 3 people. I'm not doing this. So whatever that thing is, if it's fixing cars, you go fix you a car. Maybe you want to do classic cars. You go get you that Pinto and you work on that Pinto for right now. If you want to cook and you want to own a restaurant someday, maybe you start off doing catering and you do it slowly. Maybe you go over to grandma's house and you just fix her some meals first. You invest that time, talent, and treasure into the seed, and that's how you increase your income. Add value. Money comes when you add value. The reason you ain't making any more money is because you're not adding value. Simple as that. And you go to your boss and you say, give me a raise, give me a raise, give me a raise. I'm going to go back to you and say, well, increase your value to that boss, and he'll give you a raise. I'm going to leave it there.
Hey. receive it, man.